I want to paint two very different pictures of my life. Life A, I am driving in Los Angeles, I'm independent, I'm strong, I'm going to a full-blown commercial set, I have multiple forms of income, I'm signed with 4 different modeling agencies. Yes, I'm tired, but I'm also working hard, I'm feeling good, and I am on my way to greatness. Option B, I am on the back of an Italian man scooter holding on for dear life as we swerve through Naples traffic, and he brings me to Italian school where I am going to spend the next 3 hours learning how to speak again. Same person, eight months apart. This is the story of how that happened. I'm Ambi. I moved from California to Naples in 2022, and today I want to share about what nobody tells you about starting over in a new country. The things you leave behind, the person you grow into, the sacrifices you make. It's a journey. To understand why this move was such a big deal, you need to understand what I was leaving behind. I'm first generation Indian American, which meant that achievement was not optional. I was in my mid-20s and I had built a life I was generally really proud of. I went to UC Berkeley, I got a good landscape architecture job, then COVID happened, basically right after graduating, so I learned very quickly how a stable 9-to-5 is actually not that stable, because in California you can get let go at the drop of a hat. Love that. So I took it upon myself from age 22, 23 to start making diversified income sources. So I was modeling and acting. I was signed to 4 different agencies in America. I knew how to code, so I was designing websites for people. I had my own CPG brand, a superfood pancake and waffle mix. We were in 70 retailers around California. I was managing my own social media. I was managing social media for different clients. Heck, I was even dog walking. I was doing everything under the moon. So I was tired. Sometimes I was crashing out. Oh, did I forget to mention I also taught children about sustainability? I was doing a lot, but I was proud of myself and I was confident, I was independent, I was doing good. At least I thought I was doing good. You see, before I was with Marco, I was with a different man. And this was a guy that I was with for years. We dated in college. Right after I graduated, we moved in together, and everything was just pleasant. It was really nice. He met off all the check boxes. He was handsome, he was kind, he was smart. We worked together. We had our CPG brand together, and we didn't really fight. Everything was just great. But something was missing. There was something in my gut that I knew from day one, even, that like he wasn't my soulmate. But then the logical part of me was thinking, well, soulmates are the things of Disney movies. Soulmates don't exist, and this is a person who makes me happy, so why not be together? Well, it came to a point where I realized either I'm going to marry this person and we're going to live a perfectly pleasant life together for the rest of our lives, or I end this and I give myself the chance to something more, something great, to feel that fire. So I did the reckless thing. I broke up with him, and it was like the rug got pulled out from underneath me. Suddenly, things weren't as stable. But I carried on. I kept on with my businesses. He and I actually kept running our business together. I was just chugging along life. But then a moment came where I was on a commercial set. It was a 5-day shoot. I was in the break area between shooting, and I was sitting there with an oat milk latte, and I just thought, there has to be something more for me. I broke up with my previous partner to experience something more, but I'm doing the exact same stuff. I'm still doing the same jobs. I haven't left Southern California. I need to take a moment to just get out of this bubble. So I did what any logical person would do, and I booked a flight to Europe. I pack a backpack, I go to Paris, and have a mixture of brooding by myself at cafes, but also having a fling with a music producer. If my parents are watching this, sorry, but I will not be disclosing more information about that. And moving on. So I wind up in Milan. I am babysitting a stranger's cats because I was savvy and used the app Trusted House Sitters. Highly recommend. This is not an ad. I just think it is such a hack for travelers because it's just a trade. Think of like Airbnb and pets together. So my situation, I was taking care of cats. I was living in a studio in Milan. It was pretty cool. Eventually, I do this tour d'Italy by myself and I wind up in Naples. I am at lunch at a friend of a friend's dad's home making pasta when I meet Marco. 48 hours after meeting Marco, we said I love you for the first time. But this video is not a video about our love story. If you want me to make a video about Marco and my love story, let me know in the comments. This video is about all the shit that happens when you leave a country and go to a new one. When I met Marco, I was pretty fresh out of a long-term relationship. So I was not in the headspace of jumping into a relationship again. I thought I was going to be single. My plan was to go back to California, get a new apartment in San Diego, really just go all in on my acting career. But I fell in love. So toward the end of that first vacation in Europe, I had been there for a couple of months at this point, Marco and I were sitting on the couch, and we had to have a conversation that if you've ever met someone special but in the wrong place or the wrong time, you know what I'm talking about. What happens next? Like, we've established we love each other. I'm pretty sure you're my soulmate. In another universe, you could be my husband. You might even be my husband in this universe. But I live in California. You live in Italy. We both have our different lives. Are we exclusive? Are we seeing each other people? What is this? And Marco looked at me with those piercing blue eyes. I get emotional just thinking about it. And he said that he could not see anybody else now that he met me, and he would come to California to find me. Get back in there. You should see me on set. I'm amazing at crying on demand. So I delete my dating apps, I fly back to California, and I'm completely heartbroken because I just met the love of my life, but I frankly don't know if I'm ever gonna see him again because, let's be real, Italian men kind of have a reputation for being romancers, love bombing, toxic. So I said this: if this man comes and gets his butt over to California and meets my family, I know it is the real deal. Well, the day I'm in California, we're FaceTiming, and he says, this is stupid that we're apart. And he books a flight right away and comes and finds me within 2 weeks. So that was it. That was the moment that this whole thing became real. What followed was a couple years of the tourist visa life, where we did long distance. I would do 3 months in California, 3 months in Italy, 3 months here, 3 months there. It is exhausting because you're trying to live in 2 different places at the same time. You're doing the splits. Every time you go somewhere, you have to restart. It's like you lose momentum. You have to re-pick up your momentum. You have to readjust every single time. It's a lot on your body. It's expensive. And it's also kind of what you have to do when you're first beginning the situation. But I needed that time to figure out what I really wanted. And over the years, every time I was in Naples, something started to become clearer. And that was that Naples was the place I wanted to be, at least in this stage of my life. It became very clear that this was not a phase. This was not just some romance that would fizzle out. This is not just like, oh, Emmy's on her eat, pray, love stint. No. So Marco and I got married, and from then it was like, okay, I live in Naples, Italy now. I have my permesso di soggiorno. I have my visa. I am becoming fully integrated into the fabric of this society. I am here to stay. I want to have children here. Not right now, but like in a few years. I want to have children here. I want to really establish myself as a Neapolitan. And I'm not going to change my identity. I'm very proud of my Indian American heritage, but I also don't want to just be some American who's here for 3 months and then leaves. I want to be somebody who stays. I still go back to California to visit, but I don't have the same despair in my chest that I used to when I would first visit, that I don't live there full time anymore. Now when I visit, it's like, I'm so happy to be here and I love this version of myself, but I'm also very confident in my decision, and I know that Naples is a place I need to be right now. So if you are going through this process, just know that perhaps it's not linear. It's okay to feel doubt. It's natural, but also listen to your gut, and eventually your gut will tell you where you need to be. People often ask me, what was it like to leave everything behind? And I want to give you an honest answer because I feel like it's a bit complicated. So obviously, I left behind the clear things: my family, my friends, my modeling career, my daily routine, my favorite cafe, my surf spots. But the thing that might have been the hardest to leave was something that I didn't expect. It was my identity. I had spent my whole life building a very specific version of myself. I was confident. I knew what I wanted. I knew how to walk into a room and charm people. I knew exactly who I was. And when you move to a new country, you have to start all over. And not just like physically in a location, but psychologically, because it is like you are a baby. You are learning everything all over again. You're learning how to go from point A to point B. You're learning how to speak again. You can't even read a goddamn menu. You cannot make a phone call. You cannot do your own admin. You are relying on other people to help you for things that you have been doing independently for your whole adult life. For someone who built their entire identity around being capable and independent, that was probably one of the hardest things I have had to do. And I am still working through it, honestly, but I have made so much progress from where I started. Now, it's 2026. I moved here at the end of 2022, and I went from not knowing shit to now I am a member at one of the most exclusive social clubs in town. I was recently nominated to be on the board of that club as probably the first and maybe only young woman of color to be a member of that club. Oh, I now have my own career as a full-time content creator that I have created and built for myself here. That's cool. I drive. I speak pretty good Italian. I've been on the newspaper and the national news multiple times. But anyway, those are all like external accomplishments. But the sense that I have within me is that now I am a lot more self-assured and confident again. It's coming back when I walk into a room, but it took a lot of time to get there. Here's what starting over actually looked like. I went to Italian school every day. I had a lot of alone time. I was so lonely. I slowly built friends. I quickly learned which people were not the genuine right group of people to spend my time with. I learned that Naples specifically requires a lot of patience. It is a city where a lot of things just don't function the way you would expect them to, and you just gotta learn to roll with the punches and take things in stride. And I had to find a new professional identity because when I met Marco, my main source of income was modeling and acting in Los Angeles. And Naples isn't exactly Hollywood. We do not have the same industry here. And so I had to create something new. And that resulted in my platforms on social media. My Instagram, TikTok, my blog, now this pretty new YouTube channel, a new Spotify podcast. I had to create work for myself, and I just decided, well, why don't I talk about what I'm actually going through, what I'm learning along the way, so that I can help people who are going through the same things I'm going through. And now, after years of consistency and a lot of self-doubt, what I've created is a lot more interesting than what I had before. I'm also working on a TV series, and I cannot wait for that to come out, so stay tuned. It's a journey. I'm not going to tell you that moving to Italy is the best decision. I don't know your life. I don't know. I know that moving to Italy and moving to Naples was the best decision for me. Naples is not perfect. Italy is not perfect. It is chaotic and it's beautiful. But the bureaucracy is objectively insane, and sometimes I want to scream. But because there's a version of me who took that leap, got off the back of that man's scooter, went into Italian class, sat her ass down, learned a new language, learned how to completely start over from scratch, that version is more interesting. She is more capable. She is more resilient. She is more flexible. And I think that she is ready for bigger things than the version of me who I left in life A. That Californian version who thought she knew who she was, who thought she knew how to walk into a room. I am so glad and grateful that I chose version B. If you are someone in that in-between life right now where you live in one place and you want to live in another, or you are living in a new place and you're not sure if it's the right decision, I hope this video helps you. Your path will probably be different from mine, but I just want to share that my path was pretty messy, it was unplanned, and it wasn't as perfect as Instagram might make it seem to be. So I hope that this video helps bring a little bit of honesty into the picture. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button. I'm Ambi, and I post honest videos every week about what living in southern Italy as an American looks like. I'll see you next week. Ciao.